Good morning, third grade. Today we are going to work on our multiplication facts. Now, the way we're going to work on it today is a little bit different than what we've been doing during the year. During the year, we used arrays, we used equal groups, and we used number lines. Today we're going to work on trying to remember our multiplication facts, and if we need to, we can use the distributive property to help us. So here's what your work is going to look like today. You'll have a multiplication table. Now, if you notice, the rows and the columns are randomized. They are not in order. Normally, it would start with one here, count all the way up to 10, and it would start with one here and count all the way up to 10. But as you notice, they will be randomized. Some of them are already filled in, some are blank. So what you're going to be doing today is you are going to be filling in the blank spots on our multiplication table. And I will demonstrate how to do that and how the multiplication table works. Now, if we look over here, we will see we have 1 and it meets 9. So in here, I can fill in, we can either write using our pencil, we can write the number 9, or if I wanted to, I'll go over to this one because I know 1 times 2 is 2. Let me change the font size, it got a little bit big. I can click here and I can type in 2. So there's 2 ways to fill in our answers. Now we know 1 times any number will be that number. So I know 1 times 5 will be 5. I know 1 times 7 will be 7. And all the way down I could fill in this chart. Now it's possible, let's say we look at this one right here. We have 5. And this is where the distributive property comes in. So I may not remember what 5 times 9 is off the top of my head. So the way that I can solve this is I can go over to my work area. And instead of doing 5 times 9, I can do 5. I'll make the font bigger for you now. I could do 5 times 4 plus 5 times 5. Now the reason that I can do that is because instead of multiplying 5 times 9, I know that 4 plus 5 equals 9. So I can break apart the 9 into 2 numbers that I know, and then I can add them together. So if I did 5 times 4, I would know that's 20 plus 5 times 5 is 25. And then if I were to add 20 and 25, I would find an answer of 45. So I know 5 times 9 equals 45. And that's how we would use the distributive property. So that's one way to solve it. The other way, you may just possibly remember your facts. You may just remember, for this one, for example, right here, 8 times 5 is 40. And you can fill that right in. But if you don't remember, we're going to want to work in our work area, and we're going to use the distributive property. We do not want to use equal groups. We do not want to use arrays, and we do not want to use number lines. So let's look at another example that we could do. Right here, 6 times 6. Maybe I don't remember that one. So I can do 6 times 3 plus 6 times 3. And I can do that because I know that if you break apart 6, you can break it apart to 3 and 3, and then I can solve that way. Or I could break it apart to 6 times 2 plus 6 times 4, because I know 2 plus 4 equals 6. And either way, you will find the correct answer. So 6 times 3 I know is 18, plus 6 times 3 is 18. 18 plus 18 will equal 36. Or I could do 6 times 2, which is 12, plus 6 times 4, which is 24, and I will still find an answer of 36. So we want to use the distributive property to help us fill in all of the blanks in our multiplication table.